Seeing as the goons who occupy our White House attempted another takeover of Venezuela this week and failed, I want to bring you an intimate conversation with one of said goons, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Pound for pound, the man in our government with the most pounds for pounds. Recently, he was at a Q&A at Texas A&M University, and sometimes politicians, when they're at those like little Q&A things, they forget that they're filmed. So let's just say he was a little more honest than usual.
When I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses.
I've completely abandoned my morals. I'm a fucking con artist, which is rewarded to the CIA. But you have to admit, it's nice to see some honesty. He's admitted to being a liar and a thief. So therefore, let's stop believing the rapid-fire bullshit that sprays out of his bobblehead. How about that? Earlier in the talk, he said this.
I ran 2 small businesses, then was the director of the CIA, and now I'm running the State Department. Every organization has to have an ethos, a central mission set that is clearly understood.
And now we know the CIA's central ethos. We lied, we cheated, we stole. Every great leader needs a central ethos. Hillary Clinton had one.
We came, we saw, he died.
And of course, George W. Bush had one.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again. That is one man who can't be fooled again. Pompeo spent much of the talk discussing Venezuela, and he was completely forthright and honest about what's going on there.
Literally, within a handful of days of the recognition that the crisis, the humanitarian element of the crisis in Venezuela had spiraled, it had spiked, it had been difficult. This has been years in the making, but it had taken a step change in the wrong direction. We were able to move not only food and medicine, but water. We were able to mobilize airlift from our military, C-17s flying to, I flew in here from Cucuta, Colombia, to take it to the border.
Interesting. Here's an idea. Can you send some of that water to Flint, Michigan? Theirs has been toxic for 5 years. They're drinking chunks of metal in their morning coffee, and you've got SEAL Team 6 delivering Aquafina to Venezuela? Fuck you. And why would Venezuela want our water? Considering our record of killing, maiming, stealing, destroying, would you want to drink our water? Hi, I'm the local warlord, and I just happen to be in the neighborhood doing a little light raping and pillaging, and I was wondering if you could use any water, or perhaps a biscuit? Pompeo also said this was years in the making. Yeah, the economic crisis in Venezuela has been years in the making. Our making! We've been crushing them for years. We've made it impossible for them to sell their oil. We've tried to assassinate their leaders. And now we're trying to install a completely unelected president. This has indeed been years in the making.
We can't always get it, as in the case of Venezuela. We weren't able to get it to the people who needed it. Maduro is still denying food to the starving and medicine to sick children. I saw some of those sick children yesterday who had crossed the border into Colombia. It's truly tragic.
Man, Jabba the Hutt is a fucking liar, all right? For the Venezuelans who genuinely need food, medicine, or water, it's because the U.S. has cut off their ability to get it. A new report by the... It's true. A new report by the Center for Economic and Policy Research said U.S. sanctions have killed 40,000 people in Venezuela since just 2017. Don't see many mainstream media reports on that, do ya? It's about time we had programs with infomercials designed to protect people from U.S. aid. Hi, are you in the line of fire of American aid missions? We can help you. We've all been hurt by American help at one point or another. Sign up for protection from American help today. These sanctions are not sanctions. They are economic war. They are meant to kill. But hold on, let's back up a little, all right? Let's assume you don't know anything about Venezuela or even Iran or Syria, none of it. Does anyone in the fucking world believe the Trump administration is really worried about sick children? Isn't that the question at the heart of all this? They drop over 100 bombs a day, many of them on children. Do you honestly believe Chris Farley over there is sitting at home going, oh, I hope those Venezuelan niños get la medicina? Por favor. That's like asking Marlon Brando if he cared about the quality of the cinematic art form when he was playing Superman's father. No, he cared about the $4 million. Reporters were like, Marlon, what's your favorite part of the movie? $4 million. But there was one other moment when Pompeo was honest. He says the point of sanctions is first and foremost to help the United States.
These sanctions are never something we do with glee, and we do them only as a means to try and achieve an outcome that's good for the United States and good for the world.
Here's an idea. If what's good for the United States and good for the world is for us to leave other countries the fuck alone, how about that? Is that an idea? What if that's the case? Maybe we could give it a try. Maybe. Sounds like a really good thing. I wonder if anyone's ever tried it. Play some more.
And then if we do it well and are good enough to do it quickly and begin to rebuild Venezuela, we can get some of the 3 million who have left back home to their families, back home to their homes, back home to what they know and love so that they can be part of the rebuilding of Venezuela.
Oh, so we, the U.S., are going to rebuild Venezuela after we've crushed it. And if the Venezuelans are nice to us, we might even let some of them come back to help rebuild it with us. How kind of him. And look, folks, I'm sure that is exactly how it's going to happen, all right? We've seen it again and again. We crush a country with economic war, often followed by just straight-up war, and then everybody in that country is happy and they get to enjoy their nation again. It was like that in Iraq, and in Libya, and in Syria, and in Haiti, and in Afghanistan, etc., etc., etc. All countries we have fixed and then handed back to the lovely people who live there. We don't even charge for our services. We just do it for the satisfaction of helping people, really. Next, Secretary of State Paul Blart Mallcop was asked about Syria.
You know, there are those who think that Assad has prevailed. I don't know that there's a need to declare winners and losers, but the facts on the ground are that today Assad rules over a very broken country with 6 million displaced persons. He controls, depending on how you count it, a third to 40% of the real estate of Syria. Much of the oil wealth, the thing that has driven Syria's economy for an awfully long time, is not in the control of the Assad regime.
Did Meatloaf really just say that we won in Syria because Assad rules over a broken country? Yay! We destroyed their nation and killed tons of people. Hooray! I would hate to see what that trophy looks like, because that sounds awful. That sounds tragic. This fucking ass clown literally just said, sure, Assad is still in power, but we stole their oil and killed their people and destroyed their country so we win. That's the thing. These people are hoping for chaos and destruction. They are full-on sociopaths. No number of dead phases them. And finally, Pompeo gets to Iran. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say he has nothing but lovely, kind-hearted things to say about Iran.
The other great threat, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, which remains the largest sponsor of terror.
The largest sponsor of terror. You don't think there's any other competitors for that title? Maybe the country with 1,000 military bases around the world. Iran has how many bases around the world outside of Iran? Oh, that's right, zero. What about the country that spends $1 trillion a year on death machines? How about, what about the country that helps arm and fund groups that work with Al-Qaeda? What about the country that drops a bomb roughly once every 10 minutes? Do you think that country might be involved in the contest? Yes, it's true, before the Pentagon under Trump got quieter about their murder numbers, the total number of bombings officially reported for the 9 months prior was 39,410, for an average of 144 per day. Hey, Pompeo, I think we found the largest sponsor of terror. Does anyone have a mirror they can show him? The truth is, this country is run by very unevolved humans. They are operating at a chimpanzee level of breaking things and then jumping up and down that they broke it. The rest of us must continue to evolve. We must seek a higher plane of human behavior, one where we respect the rights of others to decide their own fate. Pompeo, Bolton, Abrams, Trump, and all the Democrats who agree with them, they are antiquated, outdated pieces of shit. And they are. I mean, I don't know if a piece of shit can be outdated like that. That would imply there's like a new, better model of a piece of shit. Like Tim Cook comes out and unveils Apple piece of shit 10.0, which would be weird. But whatever. We, the 99.9% of us who don't rule this planet, must keep evolving, because if and when we're all operating on a higher level of understanding, then it will be painfully clear that we are being led by fucking primates.